As we speak, the Iowa Hawkeyes are taking the CyHawk Trophy, lifting it up over atop of the team and passing it around as it is once again a Hawkeye State. Iowa over Iowa State 20-13. And Ross, a win is a win is a win.
Yeah, and listen, this is a nice win for this Hawkeye football team. This is a nice win. I don't know how good Iowa State's going to be this year, and we're going to find out as the year goes on. But, man, this game is always tough. It's always a nail-biter. And we even, with the game that we all thought the Hawks were going to win after the first quarter, it still came down to a nail-biter situation, and the defense makes another couple of nice plays there at the end. So, incredible.
Coming up tonight on the Jethro's Barbecue Soundoff, we're going to talk a lot about the win, but eventually it will turn into, because you can't hide from things, right? And the offense, the numbers statistically are not pretty. I mean, they're just not. You can't get around it. But that's why I said a win is a win is a win. You take it where you can get it. But as we go along for 3 hours, that's going to have to come up because they just weren't good numbers today.
They weren't, Travis. Offensively, they're not. I mean, I've got the box score up in front of me here, and I apologize to kind of look around the camera here. And
no, that's fine.
But so McNamara is 12 of 22 for 123. If Spencer Petras was 12 of 22 for 123, that's what our show would have been about. 112 yards rushing by the team. That's a nice number. I'll turn this way. It might be a little bit easier. 112 yards rushing in team rushing. That's a really nice number. We said last week we want to see the Hawks get over 100 yards. It is kind of a cliche that the team that wins the running battle in this game usually wins that game. So nice for the Hawks to do that. And Jazz Patterson looks like the real deal, but I've thought that about Caleb Johnson several times. 10 carries for 86 yards for Patterson. Johnson did the bulk of the carries with 15 carries, and he only managed 28 yards today, Travis. So, the offense is still tough sledding right now.
It really is. I mean, already, Ross, Corey Bruce says Brian Ferentz should be let go today. This is maybe the best analogy from Jesse. It's like watching a bad movie with a good ending. And listen, I don't think you and I strive to be negative. But no, we don't. And we don't want to be negative. But thank God for defense, because you take away a pick six, and we could be heading to overtime right now.
Yeah, it's a totally different game. I mean, Travis, thank God for defense on several levels. This defense was put into some pretty bad positions and still played well today. Much better performance. Like last week, I was giving them that first game pass. I thought they played really good as a unit last week. Today, I thought they played great.
Matt says, poor play calling on both sides. I'm sick of seeing the safe plays when they need yards. Brian needs to go. I think we know which way this show is going to go tonight, right? I mean, last week they won. Nobody was happy. They win this week. They're happy, but they're not happy. I mean, buckle up, because for 3 hours from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, it's going to be incredible.
I didn't think we would get the back-to-back Brian Ferentz has to goes, but you're right, man. It's going to be a theme. Fell short of the 25 points again.
Yep.
And in fact, reduced your points per game. What are they at now? 22, right? Because it was 24 last week, 20 this week.
Let me ask you this, Ross. We're told, and Kirk Ferentz said it last week, that teams get better from week 1 to week 2. Do you think Iowa State was better in week 2 than it was in week 1?
Man, see, here's the hardest part with that is the competition.
True.
Right? I don't know how – I want to think that UNI is like that step below Iowa and Iowa State. It could be that step is bigger than we'd like to think. Now, I mean, obviously on paper and on when you look at the results, Iowa State does not look better after a nice win last week and then getting beat in a close game this week. But if you were to break down the film and look at stuff, I thought Rocco Beck played a really good game today. I think that young man, considering the situation that he's been thrown into, he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. He looked like he handled that pressure pretty well. He played better this week than he did last week. I would say that. I thought so.
So Dan says, you would think Brian Ferentz haters would be happy. Iowa actually gets the win. He doesn't get 25 points.
Dan, that's a great point. Dan just found that sweet spot that Hawkeye fans are supposed to live in all year. Dan, Great job.
Steven, who has a good-looking French Bulldog, says, be real, both teams are not good. Campbell says that he struggled with clock management because he could not take his eyes off the screen when they kept showing Beck's mom.
By the way, a couple of nice little Frenchies were at the dog park this morning.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Before we had the birthday festivities, and there are a couple French Bulldogs there. It was kind of fun.
Now, Iowa State fans, take at least a little bit of celebration because Iowa did not score 25 points. This means the Ames Jethros gets 25-cent wings all week long.
Great consolation prize. I mean, listen, you wanted to win the football game, but now you can drown your sorrows in Jethro's wings all week long.
That's right. 25-cent
wings.
I mean, just think how full you can get for $10.
Oh, for $10, you feeding a family?
Well, I forget. You have the metabolism of a 10-year-old boy. Me, if I have like 10 wings, I'm bloated and I can't take it. So, you can eat a lot. I can't.
Trav, I've been doing the math all day though. So I could eat about 12 wings. So I'm looking at $3. Okay. Now my kid, Eli, he can go to town. I might be looking at like $5 for Eli, but Audrey's going to eat like 4 wings. That's $1. It's $1.
Yeah. Even people in Des Moines, Madrid, Woodward, Bondurant, hell, you could probably even go over to like DeSoto. It's worth the drive to Ames gas money just to pig out on wings.
Oh yeah. Gas is going to have to give above like $9 a gallon for that not to make sense.
Well, I don't know if you've looked. We're getting there. It's over $4 a gallon now. All of a sudden, it just jacked up real high. I'm like, where did that come from? Hey, the Jethro's Barbecue Soundoff coming up from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock on News Radio 1040 WHO. Here's the number to call, 515-284-1040. Ross and I are going to be ready to go. We already got an indication of what type of show it's going to be. There's going to be some positive with the win. There's going to be some negative because, well, there are some negative aspects.
I want to bring you into a text conversation that's happening right now. I'm in this kind of networking group that is a mix of Iowa and Iowa State fans. Of course, today that instead of networking, it's been more about the CyHawk game. One of the smart Cyclone fan. This is not a passionate goofball fan saying this. Passionate, smart Cyclone fan says the better team lost today. What are your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't agree with that. Because I don't think Iowa State's offense proved it to me. And no, they had more yards. They had more plays. They had more first downs. I still didn't think it was that great of an offense. And I think Iowa's defense is better than Iowa State's defense at this point, right? I mean, that's
what I would say, Travis. The best unit on the field today by hands down was the Iowa defense, and the Iowa offense held their own today. They won the rushing game. Cade McNamara didn't make too many mistakes. Had 1 interception, right?
1 pick, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Now, Jason sums it up best. A win is a win. Try being a Husker fan.
Oh, because kind of cut out on me there.
I said Jason says it best. A win is a win. Try being a Husker fan who got destroyed at Colorado today.
We'll talk a lot about that one too.
Yeah.
I watched that entire game and big Deion fan.
Well, everybody's a Deion fan, including Fox Sports, who's going to do their 3rd week in a row from a Deion Sanders game. So Deion getting all the free TV time that he wants. He's Ross Peterson. I'm Travis Justice. We'll talk to you on the Jethro's Barbecue Soundoff from 7 to 10 on News Radio 1040 WHO.